In the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, oh yeah. I wish I had some Ric Flair music. Ain't no sense in me lying about it. I wish I had some Ric Flair music as the magic touches right there, as you can see. Oh my God, that's what I feel like. You see the smoke. I wish I could just rise up through the floor or make an entrance, you know, because it is the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one. Yeah. And the only the big time show that is now live, in color. What's going on? Everybody hit that like button. Do not mind. Hit that like button. We'll talk a little bit. No, it's not my regular time. Usually Saturdays at 3 is my regular time, but as you should know by now, if you've been following the show, you already know that my son has me I believe my name now is Daddy Uber. Yeah, Daddy Uber, because he is actually running my life. I thought my wife had me like that, but my son is dominating me, and I'm just too old. And my son is only 10 years old. He'll be 11 in a couple of days, but he's running me, and I don't have time for nothing. This AAU basketball. I wish somebody would. Yeah, some of y'all guilty because y'all didn't tell me. I know it. Some of y'all guilty. And before I start with the Cowboys, I need to talk to some of y'all because y'all are guilty. Y'all didn't let me know. Y'all, and I'm faulting some of y'all. Some of y'all did not let me know that my son was gonna be running me like this. I mean, I got stuff every day. Practice, tournament games, out of town, in town, the adjacent states. Like I'm in Memphis, so now I gotta go just like today to Mississippi. All that type of stuff. And I'm saying, like, come on, man. Can I do my show? And I can't do my show. Because, I mean, now you see why I'm coming on early. Because, it won't be 3 o'clock today. Why? Because I got to go carry my son to his tournament game today. It's just unbelievable. And it's just starting. That's part. If y'all would have told me this about this AAU thing, that I'm going to be just running nonstop and all that, I would have told her, hey, man, you got to play ball when you go to your school. You know what I'm talking about? Good Lord. Y'all killing me, man. It's killing me. But I'm grateful. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't. I'm not complaining. I'm actually just trying to be funny. My only child, and this is the only chance I get to do it. So I'm happy for him. He loves it. That ain't counting him playing football. Yeah, and so, I'm looking forward to it. He's starting football. He's y'all know, if y'all been with me for a while, y'all know how dominant he was at flag football. And he was that. But now he's graduated. And the pads are not quite on. It's kind of like the Cowboys. They shoulder pads and helmets. His first time playing tackle football. And I'm already seeing signs that a lot of stuff that he's done will transfer over to tackle football. When he start hitting, I believe next week, then I'll know something for sure. I'm a 10-year-old. If what I think is going to happen, I think I'm going to be exactly so happy. Considering that I played football, my son, I believe, got some of my DNA. You understand? I think that he gonna be all right. That's why I'm just gonna leave it there because I ain't gonna brag on myself. But, I let others that played with me and played against me. I let them speak for me. You gotta go find some 50-year-old people out here to do that. But hey, I ain't gonna brag on myself. But I just say this: I wasn't no scrub. Actually, that's what big time started. You understand? That's where my nickname started. All right. But anyway, it ain't about me. I'm looking forward to that. What's going on? Let me speak to everybody. I hope you guys would share. I'm sharing as we speak to all the multiple groups that I'm in. Hope that you would share and help your boy out. Hit that like button. I need at least 20 likes from everybody. Hello to you that is on TikTok. Hello to you that is on TikTok. Let me come on over there and see who over here in TikTok land. Let me see who over here. Y'all hang with me. Let me see what's going on over there. I got plenty of people over here, but I ain't got people who've spoken. So whoever's on here, hello to you. I hope that you speak to me. I'm going to shift back away from you guys and ain't nobody saying hello. Come on back over here. So let me speak to everybody that's in the building. This is my first time looking, so if you're already chiming in with your comments, it's my first time looking at it. So see, Sugar Daddy, what's up? Brother Williams in the building. JVB boy, my man. What's going on? Chris, the Night Owl Cowboy in the building. I appreciate him. He lets me post on all his pages. Thank you, Chris, for allowing me. You definitely don't have to do it, but I appreciate you. Shane. Shane put a big note here. I'm gonna read it real quick. Before I do that, let me see. Not Jalen. What's up? What's going on? Let me read this long thing that my brother Shane put on. He says it's been a real tough week. I was put on heart medicine. God bless you. And then Malcolm Jamal Warner. And Ozzy Osbourne, of course, and then my childhood hero, Hulk Hogan, passed away. At least the new week starts with my birthday tomorrow, the big 54. God bless you on your medicine, and happy birthday to you, Shane, coming up, 54. Shane is, of course, one of the people that have ridden with me for a long period of time now in my little podcast journey, and I appreciate him. Now, I know Shane well enough to know before we start the Cowboy. He put those names there because he wanted me to say something about them. All right. Let me say this, because I know you, because see, Shane like to get me in trouble. And I'll just say this. I'll be nice. Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, most of us that are 50s, early 50s, we grew up watching the Cosby Show. So, these, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable, the Huxtable family, they're almost kind of like a staple. We grew up with them. We saw this dude grow up from a boy to, a young man and all that type of stuff. So, a part of, I guess some people will say, a part of our childhood died when Malcolm Jamal Warner, people like that, like the Good Times, J.J. Evans, Sanford and Son, Fred Sanford, Lamont Sanford, all those people like that passed away, grew up with those people. So, you got a heart for that. If that's the show that you like, of course, like that. Even though a lot of people weren't into heavy metal music, Ozzy Osbourne was an icon. I knew him because I take your mind back before I go to the Cowboys. I went to, I was a big wrestling fan. So 1983, when the Road Warriors first came out, that was their theme song, Iron Man. And, that got you, to find out, to listen to the song again, you had to find out who did the song. That directed you to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. And of course, you grew up with that. So, and of course, that was in the age of MTV and music, videos and all that. And that's where Ozzy, got even bigger. So I ain't gonna say I necessarily grew up with him, but we knew him. Icon, no doubt about it. It just depends on what brand of music you listen to, but we knew who he was. At least I knew who he was. Again, part of childhood died. Then when we get to Hulk Hogan, and I'm quite sure some of y'all just said, yeah, let's talk about Hulk Hogan. We're not going to talk about him long. We're just going to spit the facts. Here are the facts. Hulk Hogan, we grew up with him. He was one of my idols. If you want to say that, all-time great wrestler. He is the reason why he's the foundation of what wrestling is today, as far as global and as far as big money that they're making. You can point to Hulk Hogan. There's no question about that. Legendary champion, legendary figure. He's one of the few people in this world that you can drop him anywhere in the world and everybody knows who he is. Not a lot of athletes. There are some athletes that are known primarily in the United States, and everybody everybody knows them. But if you put them in some parts of the world, some folks say, who is that? They don't know him, because that Hulk Hogan was one of those people that you can drop anywhere on God's green earth, and everybody knew who he was. That's how much his reach went. He is a truly an icon, Hulk Hogan. Those are the facts. However, there is another fact. And Shane, sorry, it is what it is. The character Hulk Hogan was beloved by many, millions, billions of people. I'm one of them. The character Hulk Hogan. The man, however, Terry Bollea, had a real flaw. I stopped messing with him, and I guess essentially Hulk Hogan, once I heard the statements that he made, which were factual. Most of everybody on here heard what he said about black people and what he called us, because his daughter was dating one, and obviously he didn't like that, and he let his daughter know about it and called the brother, and well, you know what he called him. So I ain't got to go through that. Those are facts. And once you say that, even though God forgives, and even though people make mistakes, there are some things, however, that, and you don't have to agree with. There are some things, however, that are not mistakes. Some things truly come from the heart. And all it takes is the right situation, and what's in your heart is going to come out. And of course, when you're a public figure like Terry Bollea was, aka Hulk Hogan, then to save face, of course you're going to apologize. Because when you say something, when Hulk Hogan says something, the world hears about it. And true enough, he did when he said what he said. It went out. Now, of course, that was years ago. However, what people need to understand, because it's split, when you're younger, our younger brothers and sisters, African American and our Caucasian brothers, need to understand when you're younger, they are walking with a different set of the rules because the world has changed for them. But when you're my age and older, there are certain things that we learn. And that is when somebody shows you, when it comes to racism, and they showed you that they are racist or have a racist tone or have racist ways, then you need to watch them. Don't care what they say, don't care what they do, whatever. Don't care. We heard it. It was divisive. It was there. That came from his heart. And say, and I know, I know you don't have to agree. I'm just saying, when you're my age, you just can't call me or anybody like that a nigger. You just can't do that. My age. Now these 23-year-old, 24-year-old brothers out here that do it, and that's fine. I mean, they got a different set of rules because they didn't grow up with the sting of racism. I had a father and mother who were born in the 50s. They grew up in it. They passed some of the clues and some of the ways of racists to me because they grew up in it, because that's what they grew up in. So some of that stuff passed down to me. We gave people the chance, but once they show you who they are, I mean, it is when, it ain't nothing fake about it. That man, Hulk Hogan, did not want his daughter messing with a black man, and he flat out told you what he thought about that black man, and obviously you can say that was about black people. So, um, so I celebrate the character Hulk Hogan. I loved him. I did it. I ate my vitamins. I said my prayers. I did what Hulk said. I loved him. He was a mythical figure. I watched all his matches. I cheered for him. When he bled, I didn't like it. When he whooped people, I loved it. I didn't want him. When he was champion all those years, I loved it. I loved it. One of my all-time favorites. He came to Memphis on a few occasions during his real big run in between 84 and 91. They came to Memphis a few times, and I was there on the front row. Loved him so much, wanted to see him. I bought tickets. I had my folks bought me front row tickets out of ringside. I've never seen a man that big in my life, that wide. I've never seen it. He was like like somebody drew him. The man was 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", and 303 or 4 pounds, whatever he was, and just as wide. He looked literally like a true Hulk. I mean, like I love that dude. Got hype with him, the intensity that he had. I loved all that. But as I'm older now, that skin color, that dude that he talked about with his daughter, he probably ate the vitamins too. He probably said his prayers too. Then the Hulk, Terry Bollea said that about him. It kind of changes your perspective. So I do realize, however, he was baptized, and as a responsible preacher that I am, I want to say that I don't know what his business was with the Lord. I don't know if he repented. I don't know. Only he knows, and the Lord knows. And guess what? That's his business. It's not up for me to judge. The Lord forgives. That part is true. The Lord forgives. There's no question about that. All of us made mistakes and all that. The Lord forgives. People don't forgive, though. People don't forget. And so when it comes to racism, that, let me tell y'all, when it comes to racism, I'm sorry. And I'm just one of those children of the 70s. I'm sorry. You can't do me like that and think that I'm going to act like, you can't show me racist ways. You can't pronounce that you're racist. You can't do that to me. And then don't think that I'm going to be, okay, hey, let's be buddies. No. I have to put you, I'm not going to mistreat you. But I'm sure I'm not going to let you mistreat me. I'm going to push you to a hand's distance and move on. So that's the way I feel about Hulk Hogan. I love the character. But the man, he let the world know where he stood for black people. And I believe that, it's damage control. I believe it's damage control when he tried to apologize for it, back then. You don't want to mess up your character. Truly, he really showed how he felt about black people at the time. So, end of that. Y'all didn't come for a racism 101 class and nothing like that. Let's talk football. Apologize, but I know Shane. He wanted me to say something about that, and there it was. So, there it is. All right. Football. Let me get to it, as I done talked about 24 minutes worth about Hogan and my son and all that. T. Foster, I don't know what you mean when you said, how did they drail me? I don't know what you mean by that. It maybe meant something else. I'm sorry, but I don't know that. Hello to all y'all on TikTok again. Appreciate y'all. Let's talk Let's talk Dallas. What's up, Drew? All right. Let's talk real quick. Hope you guys share it. All right. Here we go. I'm pleased so far from what I've heard and the little things that I have seen. Of course, I'm not there, so I'm leaning on um, um, you know, if you're talking about um, content creators that are there, I'm leaning primarily on them, obviously, because their eyes are there. My eyes are not there. Then, of course, I got phone numbers of them, and then we're in groups together and all that type of stuff. So there's conversation that is going on, that is not necessarily hitting the airway. And so the part that I want to say there is this, just off of basically, if you were to take a synopsis of everything so far, the main thing to me, and that don't necessarily make it go because I say it to me, but the main thing to me is that what we have seen so far from Coach Schottenheimer has been simply outstanding. That's really all I can say about that. From the standpoint of, as of right now, Jerry and Steven have not gotten in the way, which is all I want so far. So far, that's all. That's really all I wanted. If you're gonna have a first-year coach and a first-year staff together, let them cook. Whatever the cooking is, if it's bad cooking, let it be. But whatever, I'm serious. That's really all I wanted. We've ever since the hiring, all right. Ever since the hiring, we've pretty much praised Coach Schottenheimer. All right. He's done no wrong. Excellent with the media. Excellent in dealing with players. So far, we just didn't have nothing about his coaching as far as him being a head coach. We didn't have anything. We just liked his personality. We liked his message. We liked his voice. And we just wondered, will that translate to the players and will they buy in? That's really all what you can do. I think it's safe to say that so far, obviously, the players have bought in. No question about it. You hear it, see it. They love him. I love him. His dealings with the media, since there's been a few practices, the messaging has stayed consistent. He is rock solid as a first year coach you can find. Now, you gotta keep in mind, even though he's a first year coach now, let's just be honest. The man has been coaching and been in the NFL for almost 30 years. So he's really not like a real, novice to this thing. He's been offensive coordinators. He's been a positional coach. He's done it all. So this is not nothing really new. So I think he comes in just a little bit more advanced than your normal first year coach. That's just me. He's been parts of staffs. He's seen how staffs get put together. He knows, the trends. He's been in the league consistently for almost right at 25, 26 years. This is nothing new. He's just never been the lead dog in this thing. But I don't think it's just a heavy transition. He's probably got a little bit more responsibility. But he's seen what a head coach does. We all know about his father. He's with Mike McCarthy. He's with Bill Parcells. I mean, he's been with the best of the best. He's been with champions. So he's learned. Um, I don't. It's nothing new. So he knows the nuances. He's seen it. He may have not done it, but he knows the nuances. And just one little small thing was shown. For example, when you heard, I'm quite sure all of you heard about the fight that broke out, and he blowed the whistle right then, told everybody to turn their music off. That, if you don't know, the Cowboys are practicing with loud music and a lot of hip hop stuff that the players like. And you see how they having a good time and all that type of stuff. But when that fight happened, he told he pulled the plug on the music, called everybody to the center. And the report is that he cussed everybody out. Cussed them out. Kicked the two guys that was off the player. I heard it was Ryan Williams, and I forgot the other guy's name. Forgive me. Excuse me, not Ryan Williams. Sam Williams and another guy. You understand? So he kicked them out of practice. That you get kicked out of the game, perhaps, and you will get fined. If it's a real game, you get kicked out, and then you're gonna get fined from the league and all that. So there'll be consequences for practice, and he kicked them out. But before that, he cussed everybody out. Now, wasn't scared. Now he shook your hand, he hugged on you, he loved on you, and all that, but he cussed everybody out. Part is he used the F word multiple times because everybody. He took the position of a head coach, and in my understanding is, it wasn't no talking, it wasn't no by the players, it wasn't no nothing. Voss Lombardi said it was just quiet. It was so quiet you could hear him hollering, cussing. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones on the other side. They let the coach, when no assistant coach talking, it was the head coach who called all the soldiers, all 91 of them, called them there. Half of them ain't gonna be on the team in about a month. It wasn't Cavante Turpin. Hey, TD. It was I forgot the last name. It was Trey. It may have been the Trey Palmer, but it wasn't Cavante Turpin. But he cussed everybody out. Then once he finished his business and set the tone and did say what he had to say, the music cranked back on. They was going back to practice. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called a head coach. Now, does that translate on the field? We don't know. But that's when the opportunities come for the man to be the coach, ladies and gentlemen, he did it. It wasn't no pull the two to the side. It wasn't all, no, Lord. Because, see, it would have been another fight. It's training camp. Fights are a part of a training camp. But what he did was set the tone and say, okay, here the first one. Let me go and show y'all what I'm working with. You fight, you're gone. I'm going to cuss you out. Yes, I'm going to cuss you. You're a grown man. Yes, I am. I'm going to cuss you out like you one of my kids. I love you, but I'm going to cuss you out because you're messing up. That's called a head coach, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest, that's one of the little tests that you need to see from a quote unquote first year coach. That's a check on the box for me. Because it shows authority. It shows the voice. It shows who's in charge. Don't care nothing about Dak Prescott being over here. Don't care nothing about CeeDee Lamb. Don't care nothing about Michael Parsons over there. It's my voice. That's kind of what's shot out. I'm ad-libbing now, but that's what I like. True coach. So the future says that if you mess up like that again, you look out. Here you come. I love it. I like that. Now, the other thing that I love about it is this. Yeah, but they didn't throw punches though, JV. CeeDee Lamb got into one little cornerbacks after he caught a ball. They got head up, but he allowed that. Okay? He allowed that. That's one of the 91 T. Foster, Trey Palmer. Probably won't be on this team when it's over with, but he's one of the 91. Remember, we cutting down to 53. So he's a lot of you guys not going to be with us. But as for now, they're Dallas Cowboys. So, but CD got in front, but it wasn't no punches thrown. You understand? So it's going to be some intensity because it's physicality. They're promoting physicality. You remember that? That's all you done heard. That, that's what and they're promoting it. They're just saying ain't going to be no fighting, though. Ain't nobody going to break their hand and, miss your own self. Somebody be out for an additional 6 to 7 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever, and you miss game. We just can't have it. That's what he's done. That's what he said. Y'all share this. If y'all don't mind, share it to people if you don't mind. Hit the like button for me too while y'all at it. Hit the like button. Give me about 20, y'all. Just smash it real quick and we'll be good. Tell you the other thing that I like. In opposed to other training camps, I mean, I've been a Cowboy fan for a while, so I've seen Jason Garrett. I've seen, I go all the way back to Jimmy Johnson. I go back to Tom Landry. Forget all that. I go back. But recently, I just stick with the recent coaches. Coach McCarthy, Coach Garrett. Those really the ones that we can go with. Here's what I've seen. The training camp is different in comparison to Coach Garrett and Coach McCarthy. Because when you look at most of y'all have seen it, and then I've heard it from other content creators. Man, there's a joy in playing football. Most of you who have played on here, whatever level you played on, whether it's Pop Warner, or Little League football, or high school football, whatever the case may be, if you was a player, listen to me. There's a joy in playing football. There's an excitement level. If some of you have played college football, then you understand what I'm talking about. That run through the tunnel at the beginning of the game, it does something to you. I mean, the hypeness before the game, running through the pyro and running through the smoke and the fireworks and all of that. I mean, it means, that feeling. You understand? Y'all understand what I'm talking about? That feeling that when a player makes a play, the intensity, the celebration for just a tackle, the celebration just for a first down, and of course a touchdown. That's the ultimate. But I'm just saying that's more like a college type vibe. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's not professional, like, robotic. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. That's why you see Dak jumping around. That's why you see the players, all the music that's going on. Everybody on the go. Everybody running and everybody hype and all that type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's a joy in playing football. So this is what I love Coach Schottenheimer for. Who's been with the team for the last few years. That means he's been with Dak. That means he's been with CD. That means he's been with Tyler Smith. That means he's been with Nealon. That means he's been with the Turpin. All of the guys that's been there for a minute. They ain't never had this type vibe. That come from a guy that's been with the team, studied the team, wanted to add an element to the team that necessarily wasn't there. Coach Schottenheimer, ladies and gentlemen, simply put, has brought a college-type feel to this team. And that is going to translate immediately. I'm talking about guys flying around, guys celebrating, congratulating their player just for anything. That competitive stuff that you heard about in the locker room, free throw shooting, ping pong table, all of that stuff translates to the practice field to where if a guy knocks a ball loose, then y'all see how the whole team ran to the player that got the ball celebrating and all that. I mean, look, this ain't what we've had. And I'm not knocking Coach McCarthy and Coach Garrett. I'm just sticking with the last couple of years because most of these players come from that era. Coach Garrett era, their players just about almost gone now. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this Saturday. It don't look like this team playing on Sundays. This look like a team that's getting ready for Saturday football, college football. Crowd going berserk down there in practice. I don't know if y'all seen some of the video. Y'all allowed the crowd, how loud the crowd was? Did you see how loud the players were? Did you see the enthusiasm? We ain't seen that. We haven't seen it. I see Dak hopping around on a broom like he riding around on a. Come on now. I'm saying CD and Pickens and going, celebrating and all. I'm saying linemen, running to the wide receivers, and I'm saying Deuce Vaughn get picked up by a lineman after he scored a little touchdown and all. I mean, come on now. Y'all got to admit this. I mean, we ain't got to the pads yet. That's coming tomorrow. Just in case y'all don't know, they get in pads on tomorrow. So that's what now we're getting ready to separate the real wheat from the tariff now. We should find out now. That this is what I've been waiting on tomorrow, the pad. But leading up to tomorrow, this is the vibe that has been created. A lot of people like to use the word the culture. Okay, this is the culture that he has passed to this team. This is the culture that we are seeing. And I don't know how y'all feel about it. For me, that's the environment that I played in. It was hypeness. And hypeness, don't ask me why, hypeness adds an element to football playing. Even if you get knocked on your tail, it's just something about it. If you played the game, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's just something about this culture that makes you play better. You're not down in the dumps. You excited to play. You excited to get on the field. You excited to go to war. You excited to be with your teammates. I'm gonna tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell y'all this. I feel sorry for the Rams. Now I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all that right now. When I say the Rams, I'm talking about we got a scrimmage coming up against them where it won't be no handcuffs. It's gonna be let's go hit somebody. You understand what I'm saying? I'm feeling sorry for the Rams already. I'm telling you that, and I ain't seen the Rams. And the Rams could be just as hype. Because see, when you say Cowboys, there's an expected type identity that comes with the Cowboys that a lot of the people laugh at us. A lot of people are used to us. Stephen A. Smith, for instance, who's on TV almost every day, who gets to paint the picture of the Cowboys every day because there's no higher voice than him because everybody else ain't on. And then all the other haters from the other shows, they get to paint the identity of the Cowboys. Now you got the whole world laughing, say they're going to blow up, they're going to choke, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Well, there's a vibe that's going on in California right now. That ain't the team that everybody talk about. You understand? There's a different team that I'm looking at right now. Serious. Does that mean we win the Super Bowl? I ain't said that. Does that mean we win the NFC East? I ain't said that. But what I'm saying is that there's a certain type of culture that's going to breed toughness. And it ain't going to be no easy knockout if you're going to beat the Cowboys. I'm just going to go and put that out there. I'm looking forward to seeing the Rams in our little scrimmage practice coming up in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the preseason game. Because see, everybody hype. I want to see it. You're going to get the best out of everybody. I'm looking forward to it. Look, I'm excited about hearing about the Cowboys. I am. Because it's reminded me of something. I'm telling you right now who it's reminding me of. Those of us who are old enough, if you remember, I ain't saying it's gonna be the results of the same. I'm not saying it's gonna be the same results, but this is reminding me of Jimmy Johnson days, where the practices were highly intense. Different days back then, you can hit from the beginning. There wasn't no restrictions back then, but it's reminding me of it. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. It's reminding me of it. It's slowly but surely reminding me of it. So I applaud Coach Schottenheimer so far as right now up to this point. I'm giving him a flat out A. I need all y'all to type in, give Coach Schottenheimer. If that's, that may not be your point so far training camp without going into the players. I'm just talking about the overall vibe of training camp so far. All of that is pointed to one man. It's not Jerry, not Steven, it's not Will McClay, it's not the assistant coaches, it's not even the players for me. It points to Coach Brian Schottenheimer. And right now, during the season, we're going to question some of the play calls, and during the season, we ain't gonna lose. We ain't gonna win every game. At least I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna go undefeated. We may not even make the playoffs. Who knows? I don't know. But as of right now, on Saturday, I give Coach Schottenheimer an 8. Y'all put it in. What y'all give? I see we've been questioning him. We've been questioning stuff. You've heard about. I'll get to the X's and O's in just a second. This is what it's all about for me today. Y'all give a grade real quick. I see some of y'all to leave. I got you. A+. I mean, I said an A. I might as well say I'll join you. I changed to A+. T. Foster says an A. Mr. Williams says an A. I got it. What everybody else say? Everybody else, what you got? What do y'all give Coach Schottenheimer so far? And I'll see it as you keep going. But I love what he's doing. I love it. We'll see what it translates to. We'll see, right now, as far as culture setting, I'm giving him an A. Thank you, Gary Jenkins. How you doing, sir? Thank you so much. A. Y'all type it in. What y'all give him so far? I want to make sure we all kind of on the same page. I would love to see why somebody would say, Chris say he's giving a A+. It's different. I mean, it's different than what we've seen. I would love to see somebody that is not giving him an A, even if you're saying a B- or a C. I would love to know why, because you might open up my eyes to something that I'm not thinking about that you may help me change and say, okay, I'll give him a B. But right now, just based off what I've seen, of course, I haven't been in the meetings and all that type of stuff. I don't know what he's saying in the meetings, and nobody knows unless you in there. But I love the culture. His coaches are running around like they playing. I mean, come on now. We ain't seen that. I'm just saying, it's just enthusiastic. It is a breath of fresh air. It's excitement to be on the field. It's excitement on every play. The competitive nature is already way up there. Dak trying to kill these guys out there, and they trying to kill him. That's why when you saw Marshawn kneeling, pick him off and run the pick six back, y'all saw that video, I'm quite sure. Did you see how the team exploded with him when he was running down the sideline? Did you see the excitement level? When we seen that? Overshown is so hyped yesterday. Overshown so hyped, his crazy tail jumped in a play. No, he don't supposed to be out there. I'm just saying, y'all. Look, I mean, come on now. Something is different. What it would mean, I don't know. I love the foundation of this season that he's setting. Now, X and O's. Okay, let's go with X and O's. Okay. Here's the X and O's part. Offensively, let me go ahead and just tell y'all right now. I've already said it, but I'm even more convinced now. And it's going to be because of some things that maybe you haven't heard. Let me let you in on some of conversations that I've had with Boss Cowboy. Landlord is there. Um, I haven't talked to Law Nation, but we're in a group, all of us in a group together. So I've seen some things that he said. Vach is there. And let me tell you, and I might as well say I've never had the pleasure of speaking to Brian Broadus, but Vach has. Obviously, y'all know Vach and Brian got a real great thing going. So I know what Brian is saying. Let me put it that way. We already know some of the obvious stuff. All right. We know Pickens and Lamb is going to be a problem. We know that. Everybody know that. I ain't got to go over that. We knew that when they traded for Pickens. We knew that. There ain't no surprise there at all. None. However, there is a couple of things that have kind of went up, and this coming from the content creators. Number one, as we said, when they signed Cavante Turpin, okay, listen to me, y'all. We knew, because I said it on this show, when you make that kind of money, they're not going to just restrict him to just being a kick returner. His contract demands that he does more. I said that. I didn't need nobody to say that. I knew that Cavante Turpin was going to have to do more. All right. What now? The more part is where, depending on who the coach is, that's what it's going to be. I knew that he was going to move up in the depth chart as far as wide receiver goes. Okay. I knew that. I mean, that would have been the first place you would have said, if you're going to do something else, what is it going to be? You knew it was going to be wide receiver. Now, I'm not saying he's the third receiver, but I am saying this, and this comes from the content creators who are watching. He's getting a lot of time, y'all, playing in the 3 wide receiver set. And I'm quite sure you've heard, they putting him in the backfield. Let me tell y'all what they said about him looking in the backfield. I'm not saying he's starting. I'm not saying that. But when he gets his hands on the ball in the backfield, he looks mighty explosive. Keep that in mind as we move. He is getting a lot of time in the receiver set. Why am I saying that? Because although he is a weapon, let's be honest, Coach McCarthy did not use him properly. Only thing he ran was a jet sweep, and then sometime he finally got a post and he caught a slant, and y'all saw what he can do. Schottenheimer looked like to me is that he's putting the effort on making sure that he is a part of the offensive game plan. So now, let's fast forward. You got Pickens. You got Lamb. You got Jake Ferguson, who's looking incredible. I've heard that. Then you throw in Turpin. So, depending on formation-wise, you're giving the defensive coordinator nightmares preparing for the Cowboys. That's why I say we're going to score a lot of points. Now, one other name that y'all probably haven't heard that is getting a lot of looks, at least from the content creators, because he looks great. And that's the tight end, Spam Ford, who seems like he's improved in his catching. Listen to me. He looks great. We already know he's a great blocker. He's big, but they say he is catching everything. They say he looks faster. He's going to make the team. And while everybody is hollering out Schoonmaker, you better be calling out Span Forward. Remember, you heard it here. And trust me, I'm not there. I'm giving you information from the guys that are there. I'm telling you, you better start looking at Spanford. I'm telling you, at the tight end position, he very well may be our number 2 tight end. Remember, I told you that. All right. Here's the other name that you need to hear. I ain't talking about the obvious name. This is all offense. Okay? This is all offense I'm talking about. As we predicted, everybody was talking about who's going to make the team. I told y'all that when it comes to the running back position, I don't care what y'all say. Hunter Lemke is going to be on this team. And Hunter Lemke is not only going to be one of your running backs, but he's also getting work at the tight end position. Hello. Y'all heard it here first. I don't know if you heard it here first, but I'm telling you, Hunter Lemke is going to be a factor. Remember that. That's another weapon. They had him lining up sometime as an H-back, which is fullback sometime. They had him motion out and have him switch down at a tight end as well. And they ran from that formation. Then, of course, they passed from that formation. I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of weapons on this team. Just trying to tell y'all. All right? I'm telling y'all, get ready. The offense is going to score points, y'all. I'm telling y'all that. The offense is going to score a lot of points. I'm putting that out there now. It's too much to deal with. See, I'm almost scared if they run an empty set. This is just me talking. And who your 4 wide receivers or 5 wide receivers? Just that alone is just going to be a problem. I mean, you got a tight end with that too. I mean, come on now. Just look, Pickens, Lambs, Turpin, Tolbert, possibly Mingo, whoever. I'm saying, then you got a back out there. I mean, what if it's Blue? I mean, coming out the backfield. I mean, then you got, come on now, Ferguson as your tight end or whoever. I'm just saying, like, that's too much. That's too much for a defensive coordinator. Dak is going to do something to you. I'm just saying. Does that look? Hold up, because I know I got some haters in here. Does that mean Super Bowl? I didn't say that. Does that mean we're going to win the NFC East? I didn't say that. I just said we're going to be a problem. We're going to score points. All right? Now let me flip to the defensive side. And then I'm going to tell y'all this, and then I'm going to lead that in to the part that I am worried about. All right? Let me go to the defensive side. Donovan Izaraku is the name that is just blinging in lights. Because, ladies and gentlemen, he is different. He's different, y'all. When I say different, I'm talking about he looks like he's one of those dudes. He lining up everywhere, and he causes major league problems. He can blitz from anywhere. Sound like somebody I know, don't it? Sound like number 11. Listen to me, y'all. He's a problem. He's fast. He's disruptive. He's blowing. Of course, the pads ain't on, but see, speed is, whether it's in shorts or pass. If you're getting past the tackle, it is what it is. He's a problem, y'all. He can line up anywhere. That's the name that I'm talking about. I'll get to everything else in a minute, but Donovan Izaraku is a problem. Remember I told y'all, he's a serious problem. And I'm already fast forwarding. I'm fast forwarding to the day that Overshown can come back. It may not be this year, but if I got Overshown, Donovan, and Parsons on the field together, let me tell y'all something. Oh my. Oh my. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Okay. That's what I mean. I'm just saying. Get ready for Donovan. Who possibly can be a guy that might get you somewhere between 7 to 10 sacks this season in his rookie year. I'm telling y'all that's how big of a problem is. If you don't believe me, go back and watch his college tape. I understand it's college. I understand he got to deal with the pros. I get it. But his college game transfers to a pro. Just go back and watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, that's the name that's coming out saying he's a problem. All right. Pass rushing William don't take a year. You either got it or you don't. It don't take a year. It may take you a year. You got to get some tools in your tool bag to counter what an offensive tackle does. You got speed like that. You're gonna get around a lot of people. Some things are just natural. And that's the word they use, natural. He's a natural pass rusher. So he has moves because he developed moves already. Pass rushing don't take no year. You either got it or you don't. You come in with it. Everybody's saying he has it. Now, as far as if you're talking about him stopping the run and all that, okay, we got another different conversation. Because he's light to me. And of course, you got these big, strong guys that get their hands on you, you get pushed back. Shane, do I think the defense is responding to Matt Eberflus? Yes. They look good too. Y'all heard the reports. They turning the ball over in practice nonstop every day. There's an emphasis on going after the football, turn it over, and they've done it. So whatever they're talking about is translated so far. Interceptions, knocking the ball loose, and all that type of stuff. So far, whatever they're preaching, they're doing it, and it's translating on the field. Does that mean it's going to translate during the regular season? We'll just have to see. But as of now, Matt Eberflus is doing a pretty good job. They buying in, they're doing it. So it is what it is. However, I'm worried, y'all. And this is what I'll close with today. Out of all this compliments for Coach Schottenheimer, and I guess just now for complimenting Coach Eberflus, I'm worried because I know football, and then I've seen football, and then most of all, in this case, I've seen the Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like, and I'm not Coach Eberflus. I'm not Coach Schottenheimer. But there is a theology that's in the DNA lately of the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't like. And the results are we have not done what I'm getting ready to say, and all of y'all already know. We have not stopped the run. There are many reasons why we haven't stopped the run, and one of them is we haven't put the proper talent or the proper people in positions in order to do that. What I mean by that is me, if I'm building a football team and I start asking, if you ask me with Brooks or Big Time or whatever, what do you want out of your defense as far as run game goes? The first thing I'm going to have to tell you is I need some anchors in the middle. I need some big defensive tackles. One, definitely in the one tech position. One guy that can take on the double team but hold his ground. I know that's asking a lot, but it takes unusual strength to take on two men, kind of hold your ground so that your linebackers can be free. If I need a three tech, I'm saying I need somewhat of a bigger guy, but he's agile and he can make plays, and he can be somewhat of a playmaking defensive tackle. Cowboys have done that part. They got a checkbox there because they got Okazuna. I want to say Okazuna. Osa, I'm sorry. They got Osa. So that's my playmaking tight end. They've done good with that one. But as far as stopping the run goes, I've seen Olsen get pushed back a whole lot because he's light. And when a team decides to run the ball against the Cowboys, and what we're talking about is Mozzie Smith and Olsen, we got plenty of tape, as I've said before, that proves and shows that those two can't stop the run, really. They can't. Not consistently. Mozzie did come alive a little bit last year at the end where he's a little bit better, but that's not nothing to hang your hat on. We still couldn't stop the run. As of right now, that's what we're marching out to Philadelphia. So far, that's what we're going to Philadelphia with. Well, I've seen that movie before. So I don't have a lot of confidence in that. And then when I look at, this is what I'm worried about. When I look at the defensive line as a whole, when you tell me Donovan, he's a Raku. You tell me Dante Fowler. And I got Sam Williams and I got Nealon. Marshawn Nealon. I got Nealon there. Okay. Just those four. Nealon can be a nice edge. And Sam, I'm figuring that he can set an edge, plus he can rush the passer as well. But you don't know how good they're gonna be. The middle is I've already seen it, so I really don't have. I'm worried about that. I don't care how much weight Mozzie lost, and and here we go again with the losing weight of Mozzie. And I'm like, he got pushed around. I don't like that. I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan, so I've seen Mozzie since his Michigan days. Mozzie's strength was doing what I said. He was a one tech that can plug up the middle and hold blockers, and he wouldn't move. He was almost a immovable object. That's what Mozzie is. He's not a play-making defensive tackle. I don't know why we get systems that are trying to make him be something that he's never showed in college. He's not OC. I'm just saying. He's not OC. And we put him in the system like he was OC. And then you made him lose weight. Well, he got pushed around. He took away his strength. That was his big thing. He was 330 and all that. That's a plugger. We got him losing weight again. So that didn't sit well with me. So when I look at the defensive line as a whole, I summed it up like this. We kind of light, aren't we? OC ain't no big guy. Mozzie may be 300 pounds, but that's really not his weight. He got pushed around when you made him lose weight. I've seen that. Then you got light. Dante Fowler is light. Donovan is light. Sam Williams is he ain't just no big boy. He's about 270. I mean, that's good for an edge, but strength is what I don't know, because he was hurt last year. I don't know. If you put your hands on him, that's like that. Then, of course, you put Micah on the end, Michael Parsons. We already know. Everybody done figured that part out. Run at him. That's how you stop Michael Parsons. Run at him. Have 2 or 3 guys touch him. That worries me, y'all. That because they didn't, if that's the way that we're solving the run issue, I got some questions. Now, I'm not the coach. I'm not Matt Eberflus. I'm not with those guys every day. And maybe he sees something totally different. And maybe his system works better. I don't know. But I've seen, I'm kind of common sense football. If there's a big offensive line against a smaller defensive front, I'm putting my money on the big offensive line to not only beat them, but to wear their tail out. 4 quarters. So to me, that problem still hadn't been addressed. It hasn't been. If that's what we're getting ready to run, and let me tell y'all something. And fortunately for us, in whatever way you want to look at it. We gonna find out the very first game of the year. We gonna find out because Philly has the best offensive line in the game, and last year they had the best running back in the game. And we all know they got a back that ran for over 2,000 yards, and they got a running back. They ran the ball. So we gonna find out real quick if we can stop the run, because we gonna get tested. I'll see if that's what we running out there with. I don't know. But there was one thing I'm worried about. That's the part I'm worried about. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I'm not asking you. I'm just saying, we light. We athletic, yes. But what a time when it come down to the trenches and war in the trenches, we kind of light. We light. Exactly, Coach. Mike, right? Thank you for popping in, sir. I mean that obviously he's a Michigan. I don't know if he's a Michigan fan, but you see it. I mean, I don't care what linebackers we got. I don't care what secondary we got. If we light in the tail up front going against Philly's offensive line, I'm trying to tell y'all before we even fly to Philly, that's not a good. That's not good. I'm hoping that we can make ways out of no ways, but this philosophy and that the Cowboys have adopted that seems like it will never end. I mean, it just ain't Coach Eberflus. This was like this when Dan Quinn was here. This was like this when McCarthy, that regime. I don't know when this. It started with. I think I'm going to start it with. I mean, look, Rob Marinelli look like a little bit. I mean, I don't know. If you got big offensive linemen going against little dudes, you gonna put your money on the big man, and you can jump around and celebrate all you want to. And I understand, Gary. I understand the optimism, but see, this question is gonna be answered starting tomorrow. And that's why I'm glad the pads come on tomorrow. See, we ain't got to wait. And this goes to Jared Jones and Stephen Jones and hopefully Matt Eberflus, whose record shows that he always had at least a good one tech. If you go to the Indianapolis days, Chicago, he always had a big one tech. You don't have it here. Okay? And Mozzie's big, but we finna find out. But we better find out. Thank God for the pads. Because see, between BB, Tyler Smith, and Tyler Booker, if they pushing around OC and Mozzie starting tomorrow, and they doing it regularly, and they beating their brains out, man, Jerry Jones got to make a decision. I mean, if they blocking them, what do you think Philly gonna do? If they blocking them, what do you think the Giants gonna do? See, if we go up there to Philly and just get ran on unmercifully, then you already exposed. Everybody, you ain't gonna get the chance to do all this pass rush when it's second down and 3. If you're averaging 5, 6 yards, 7 yards a pop on first down, you ain't gonna get a chance to rush the passer. You ain't gonna get a chance to do the NASCAR package with Donovan, Fowler, Michael Parsons. You ain't gonna get a chance. You need Nealon and Sam Wiggle. Those your two biggest ends right now to match with. If you gonna roll with Olsen and Mozzie, you need to. If you want looking for beef, you better have Sam on one end, and you better have Marshawn Neal on the other end. If you're gonna roll with Olsen and Mozzie, that's your big boy unit right there. I don't think that's good enough. I'm just saying. Because if you telling me Fowler and Mozzie is gonna be on the end with OC and Mozzie, and that's what you gonna do, line up running, I'm just gonna tell you now, we gonna get ran on. I've seen Fowler. I've seen Michael Parsons at the end. I've seen it. I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna rush the passer now. They're gonna get in. When it comes to rushing the passer, yeah, they look out. But stopping the run, no. So I'm worried. But I hope that I'm wrong, number one. And then number two, if I am right, then I'm quite sure there's a lot of eyes gonna see, okay, Mozzie can't get it done. Or he's not what we thinking he ought to be. Or OC's getting blocked pretty good. And you're going against what everybody is assuming is going to be one of the better lines in the game with BB, Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith. That's your inside. So my problems are going to be answered by an all-pro guard in Tyler Smith, a up-and-coming center in BB, and a kid who everybody thinks is going to be a monster, and that's Tyler Booker. We are about to find out if OC and Mozzie can play, because those three are going to try to see, we got to find out about Tyler Booker too. See, that's why I'm loving the competition that's about to happen. Everybody's thinking Tyler Booker is going to be the man. Well, we finna find out. Because now you got to deal with OC. Let's see if you can block OC. Let's see if you can put your hat on Mozzie. Can you handle that strength? BB, we already know BB's pretty good. We about to find out if your game done stepped up some more. I ain't worried about Tyler Smith. I already know the respect from him. He's all pro, so he's going to be all pro. But we're about to find out. That's why I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Pass come on. When they get to the team period, I'm look. If I was there, I'm not looking at CD. I'm not looking at Pickens. I'm not looking at Turpin. I'm not looking at Dak. I'm not looking at the running back. I'm not looking at the tight end. I'm not looking at the cornerbacks. I'm not looking at the linebackers. I ain't looking at none of them. I'm looking at 5 people. I'm looking at Tyler Booker. I'm looking at Don Beebe. I'm looking at I said Don Beebe. Well, I missed it. I'm looking at BB. I'm looking at Tyler Smith. I'm looking at OC. And I'm looking at Mozzie Smith. That's all I'm looking at. I'm looking at who's going to dominate on a consistent basis. Because, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest with you, just those 5 guys there, that's what's going to tell us how good we're going to be this year on both sides of the ball. Seriously. Those 5 people I just called out, and those 5 people, that is going to tell us. See, I'm telling you, we all know that the game starts up front. Just those 5 people I just called, BB, Booker, Tyler Smith, on the other side, OC and Mozzie. That's what's going to tell us how good we're going to be this year. I'm serious. See, if Mozzie and OC don't do what hopefully everybody hope they can do, think they can do, man, I'm telling y'all right now, if they can't do it, it's going to be a long year. And if the Cowboys don't make a move or try something. See, I know everybody done heard about Wilkins getting cut by the Raiders. I know everybody knows about it. I know. Everybody, and immediately Cowboy fans, and let's go get Wilkins. I would love Christian Wilkins. I would love him. That would solve some problems. No doubt about it. I would love it. But the Cowboys, what makes sense, Cowboys ain't gonna do that. We got to give it a chance. We got to give Mozzie a chance, like Greg just said. We gotta see how it works out. But I don't think that it's gonna take a few games, Greg. I think we're gonna see it in practice. Pass on coming up starting tomorrow. If Mozzie and OC are getting blowed off the ball, we ain't gotta wait. See, because you already got tape and seen that movie before. So we don't have to wait. If you know that whole angle ain't gonna work, so the guy that we drafted from UCLA, that God bless the young man, but that's not the answer. And I ain't seen him play. He could come in and dominate, but are you gonna sit Mozzie down? You ain't gonna do that. You're gonna have rotation. I get all that. I find, but we gonna find that out early, Greg. We ain't gotta wait to preseason. We ain't gotta wait to Philly. We gonna find that out early, like tomorrow. I got 3 good interior linemen that everybody says are gonna be some problems for teams. That's good. They let them go against them and let's see how they work out. Because it's full speed with the pass on. We got to know. And my problem is, okay, if it doesn't work, then my eyes now focus to Jerry and Steven. Like, okay, before this party really gets started against the Eagles, why are you waiting? Like, you already know that this inside, this interior on the defensive line, if it don't work, why we got to go through this? I understand, Greg, and I appreciate your optimism. I ain't trying to kill your optimism. I understand. And you're not worried about the past. I understand. I am, though. The only reason why I say that, because I got film. And film don't lie. And I've seen OC and Mozzie before. And I'm not saying they got destroyed, because they did not. But I've seen a lot of tape where if we say we can't stop the run, they were a part of the problem. They were our primary 2 inside guys, and we still stuck with the same statement. We can't stop the run. And who knows, Coach Eberflus' system may change things. I hope so. I agree with you, William. That's another whole show by itself talking about we got to pay Parsons. We know the Cowboys just playing games when it comes to that. Jerry is egotistical when it comes to that. Jerry is just ego. He wants to pay him when he wants to pay him, even though he knows he's going to pay him. And here's the thing that, I don't, if I'm Michael Parsons, since TJ Watt got his, I'm not in a hurry to get my contract done. I'm in a hurry, but I'm not in a hurry because there's a kid in Cincinnati, Hendrickson, who's got the same problem. And so I believe Trey Hendrickson and Michael Parsons are battling to be the last one, because Trey Hendrickson is going to get paid, or Michael Parsons is going to get paid more than TJ Watt. And then whoever's the last one is going to get paid more than the both of them. So if I'm Michael, I ain't really just messed up about Wade being the last one. See what I'm saying? Because Cincinnati eventually is going to pay the boy. Trey Hendrickson, they're going to pay him. See what I'm saying? So why not wait? TJ got 41. Hendrickson probably getting 42 or 43. And then Michael, if he's last, is going to get paid 44, 45. As bad as that sounds, that's what it's going to be. And if Michael goes second, he's going to get 42 or 1 million, probably 42 or 43 more, or average per year, more than TJ Watt. And then Hendrickson's going to get paid more than both of them, even though he's 30 years old. Hendrickson is. I'm just saying. I ain't in no real rush. Michael's staying fresh. I know everybody talking about the back tightness. You and I both know that if Michael was signed to a contract, he would be out there practicing with him. So Michael's playing it very smart. He's not holding out. He's there. He's in the meetings. He's out there. He's dressed. Just not participating in practice because he got quote unquote back tightness. Trust me. I'm just saying. Greg says he's seen the same tape. Then you have no choice but to say that Mozzie Smith and Osa got ran on. The question is Mozzie and Osa better? I already know what Tyler Smith is. I think I know what BB is. And I think I know what the rookie Tyler Booker is. I think I know. He's a rookie. We just got to make sure. If he's what I think he is, then we're going to find out real quick about Osa and Mozzie. So Jerry is messing things up with this cloud of Michael Parsons trying to be, it makes no sense at this point why you already know you're going to pay him. You already know a number that you got in your head. I mean, you already know the guaranteed money that it's going to take. And y'all playing this, but we talking about a guy who signed Dak Prescott hours before the game in week 1. We talking about a guy who signed CD before week 1. I mean, right at week 1. I mean, come on now. It's ego. Yeah. Coach Marv in the building. Appreciate you, Coach. Coach says the DTs. My film study didn't point to DTs the biggest run defense problem, or who I'm guessing the new coach is seeing what I saw, but everyone sees something different and let it play out and look at the tape together. Okay. Different eyes, different perspectives and all that. I'm not saying that we weren't good on the edges either. I just know what I saw as far as Mozzie and Osa in there. Everybody got pushed back. Everybody. Whether that's scheme, whether that's proper alignment on the defensive line, bottom line is, guess what? It didn't stop the run too well. So, respectfully to Coach Marv, notice he's a coach. I'm going to say he got better eyes than I do. So that's a different perspective. And I'm not saying he's wrong. He could be absolutely 1,000,000% right. I'm just going by my eyes. So it is what it is. All I know is we didn't stop the run. And I know I'm going out with primarily same 2 in the middle. And I'm going in with a lighter Mozzie Smith. I've seen that before. I've seen the lighter Mozzie Smith. I didn't like it because I know that's not his game. I went to Michigan. I saw him in Michigan. I'm a Michigan guy. I've seen him in Michigan. That's my college team, Michigan. I know what Mozzie is. I ain't just started got him when we drafted him. I know what he was when he was in Michigan. He's a true one tech. He's a clogger, as I like to call it. He clogs the middle of it. He ain't making a lot of plays, but as far as clogging the middle of it, he takes double team. Don't lose his ground. That's Mozzie Smith. That allows your linebackers to run free. But a lighter Mozzie Smith, I saw that. He got pushed around. I saw that. So, to me, again, for those that's just popping in, to me, I think we're light up front with our defensive line. I don't, me personally, I would do it differently. I wouldn't have all these light folks there. Nealon is pretty, good size. Sam Williams is a good size. But When you start talking about everybody excited about Donovan Izaraku, and when we talk about Michael Parsons, uh, if you're talking about those are your two defensive ends, let me tell you something, that's light. If you're saying Dante Fowler and Michael Parsons are your defensive ends, along with Mozzie and Osi, that's light. It's light. It's light. And I don't think that's going to be good enough. I think you're to me, I think that's a recipe for getting ran on. And like I said before, we'll find all that out week 1 because they're going to test us, the Philadelphia Eagles. Because we all know they're going to run the ball consistently. You're going to find out real quick if this theology actually is working. Now, as Coach Marv said and as Greg said, that's why you got training camp. That's why you got preseason games. That's why you got the scrimmage against the Rams. That's why, hey, to Cowboys, thank you for popping in. That's why you got, all this before the party really gets started to figure all this stuff out. We'll let it play out. But as I said before, the great thing about this training camp is that we will find out early with those 5 guys that I mentioned. Okay. And I believe this is going to tell the story for the entire year. I believe that Tyler Smith, BB, and Tyler Booker, and Osi and Mozzie, when they get to practice, or the pads come on tomorrow, where we separate the real from the fake. When the pads come on, those answers will be slowly answered. Those questions, will be slowly answered beginning tomorrow because the pads come on. And I hope I'm wrong. But to me, that's where a lot of this season is going to be. That's where the bulk of the season is going to lie. Right there in that middle, both sides. We depending on this offensive line to be good. And the reason why is because of everybody saying what we got in the middle. Everybody's saying, can we stop the run? Most people will say that one of the reasons why we're not that good is because we don't look good in the middle. So Coach Marv said earlier, he said he don't point toward that. And I don't want to poo-poo all over Mozzie because the tape also shows that Mozzie looked pretty good at the end of the year. He did. But we still couldn't stop the run, even with him looking good. Somebody asked me earlier in there about the linebackers. I think that's one of the strong points of our defense this year. The linebacker room is going to be real good to me. If you look at Murray, he's a headhunter. He will hit the snot out your nose. Love him. Leofow, who I expect him to jump up again as far as take the next step. Love him. Quiet as it is kept, Mr. Sanborn. Solid. Love him. I do. That's why Eberflus brought him over. Kind of like the same way Zimmer brought in Kendricks last year. Somebody knows the system, somebody that knows where everybody's supposed to be. Don't have to teach him anything. He comes in, can teach the other players. Love Sanborn. Had always near the ball. Solid linebacker. Love him. Love him. I do. Hey, Tommy. Tommy said, can we stop the run? That's the question. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. The questions are going to get answered starting tomorrow. That's the matchup. If I was there, I'm going to say it again. If I was there in Oxnard, I wouldn't be looking at nothing else tomorrow, well, especially in the team period. I would be looking at it right there in that middle. That's all I'm looking at. I want to see Mozzie. I want to see Tyler Booker. I want to see OC and yes, Tyler Smith and BB. That's the matchup I want to see. Exactly, Greg. That's what I'm talking about. And we ain't gonna have to wait because I'm saying that I got an All-Pro in Tyler Smith, the best guard arguably in the game. And I got BB, who I'm thinking, my expectations for him is I think he's going to be a Pro Bowl center. That's me. You ain't got to think that. I just said me. And Tyler Booker, I've already said it, y'all. I think he's going to be a dominant guard who possibly could be a Pro Bowl guard this year. That's my expectations for him. I understand he's a rookie. I understand he ain't put all the pads on. He ain't hit nobody. But I've seen Tyler Booker off his tape. I believe his tape translates immediately to the NFL. That's me. Now, if he don't, then I'm fooled. I believe he his ability, his aggressiveness. I believe his strength. I believe his technique translates immediately to the NFL. Of course, we'll find that out starting tomorrow. And if it is what I'm thinking it is going to be, what Greg just said, somebody's going to get exposed. And that may mean even Tyler Booker. It might mean BB. I ain't worried about Tyler Smith. You know, OC and Mozzie may go back there and beat their brains out. I hope so. I hope they don't get slaughtered the whole time. I hope OC and Mozzie make plays. That'll give me some hope. But if my line is dominating them, you gonna tell me we got 15 plays and OC and Mozzie only showed up one play. That ain't good enough. I'm sorry. If they getting their brains beat out, I'm sorry. Then I'm worried. So that's the only, I can't say a negative because it hadn't happened yet. But if there was a precursor, if you let me say that, that is the part that I'm worried about, that we're too light on the defensive line. Coach Marv, if he's still here, has made a statement over the years, couple of years, that I'm worried about, that I don't know if we gonna get there. We'll get there sometime. And that is, he said you have to earn the right to rush the passer. Lord knows we got pass rush. I ain't worried about that. Good Lord. Sam Williams, Fowler, Micah, Donovan, Izaraku, Turner, as quiet as kept, Peyton Turner. I mean, pass rush ain't the issue. I think this is going to be one of our better years. Pass rush. But if we can't stop the run, we going to get the chance to pass rush. Seriously. That's what I'm talking about. And I agree with Coach Mark, but that's the truth. You have to earn the right to rush the passer. And you're going to find out real quick, starting tomorrow, what time it is. So that's the part that I'm worried about. All right. I'm going to hang with y'all just for a little while longer. Let me get set up first. I got to make sure before I do this. I ain't done it in a while. So I'm hooked up there. All right. Make sure, y'all. All right, here I go. Exactly, sugar. That's what I'm talking about. Let me do this. This is Saturday. This is what the big time show all about. Well, let me do that because I don't have it. Y'all bear with me. I'm building the plane as we go. I used to have that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I did put up some of my Bible study stuff I did for the church up there. I didn't mean to do that. There it is. All right. Call in line. Need you guys to call in. You can. Coach Marv already calling in.
Call from Coach Marv.
Can y'all hear that? Let me call Coach Marv back. Figured he was going to call in. All right, y'all can call in. I'm calling Coach Marv back now. Oh, y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. Let me know if y'all can hear it, please. I hate for him to start talking and then y'all don't know what's going on. Coach Marv, if you listen, I'm calling you right now. Coach Marv already knew what I was doing. He was already calling in. Oh, boy. Maybe not.
8039.
Can y'all hear that? Just let me know, can y'all
3
type
5
in yes or no?
8 4.
Did y'all hear that? Forgot I'm giving out his phone number. Y'all don't want that. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? You could hear it. Thank you, Sugar Dad. All right. All right, Coach Marv, if you listen, I tried to call you back. Now, open up the line. If you want to call in, there he is. He calling me back. Coach?
What's going on, big time?
What's up, Coach? You good, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. We got to do a show together, man. We got to do a show together.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
can't put it together. You had to put the show together, man. I ain't got a breath to do it. I try to.
We got to do it.
I was on the show yesterday with I don't know if you got a chance to catch me and Lou Takes was on. We did a show yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, y'all too bad.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a show yesterday.
Okay.
Hey man, let me. I put a message out there. But I always like to explain my message. And I'm gonna say this, man. And a lot of fans missed the boat on this because a lot of fans look what I call the canned answers. If somebody runs against you, the canned answer is our defensive lineman is not good. That's the canned answer. Okay. And I started this off to say this. And I'm gonna even talk about the offense too. For a running game to be successful, and I love what C.D. Lamb talked about, he needs to block better. But for a running game to be ultimately successful, it takes 11, I'm gonna say it again, 11 guys to effectively finish their job for a running game to be totally successful. And in the defense, if to stop the team from living off running the ball against you, for a team making a living running the ball against you, it takes 11 guys to be dedicated and committed to stopping the run. Yeah. Now, let me give you my example of that. Let's take the championship team, Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
The year before, the year that they didn't win the championship, the last 5 games, they were giving them more rushing yards than anybody in the NFL.
Okay.
They had, at that time, they had a Fletcher Cox, and they had a Carter, and they had the guy from Georgia. And they couldn't stop nobody. They couldn't stop a nosebleed running the ball. Well, they lose the next year. Fletcher Cox retired. They have Carter. The guy from Georgia got very little time because they didn't even sign his 5th year. They're not even guaranteed his 5th year. But that's how much disappointment the big Georgia guy was. But they were number one in the league in run defense. So what happened? Did they change players?
Mm-hmm.
Or did they change mentality of how they was going to attack the run and how they were going to be dedicated as a unit to stopping the run? Okay. Some would say it wasn't no change. Yes, they did change one. They did change a whole defensive staff. They changed the whole defensive staff, and now their dedication to stopping the run was much better. I would say this about our team. Shane Barkley, we played Philadelphia first game. When we paid attention to detail, that was about, I think he only had one game the whole year that he had less than 100 yards, and that was game one against us.
Okay.
And in game two, he was trying to get a record, and if people remember, going into the third quarter, he was under 100 yards. But he got two big runs for 50 yards to break that record.
That's you. That's
so when you watch our team,
that's how Saquon always have been, kind of like Barry Sanders. He'll break them two big runs per game.
Yeah. And the reason why he breaks those runs because Philadelphia was dedicated by everybody doing their job to make sure that he will get long runs, not just short runs. That means receivers, tight ends, everybody was invested to either do their job or finish their job. Mm-hmm. And for us, if you watch the film, I hear people watch the film, and I would love to sit down with somebody to watch the film on Osa. And I guarantee you, I'm going to win that. Mm-hmm. Because ain't nobody listen, every defensive lineman gets dominated sometimes. There is none of them out there that don't get whitewashed. Mm-hmm. That's just the name of the game. Yeah. You're playing against grown men on the other side of the game. What your job is to maintain and to win battles, and you're going to lose some battles.
Yeah.
But my thing is, there wasn't not a total dedication, and when you just made the statement when I say you earned the right to rush the passer, you have to have a mentality of a team that says, regardless of whatever happens, you're not going to run the ball on us. You're not going to make a consistent effort to run the ball on us.
Yeah.
And that was not from 1 through 11 on our defense. And then I think we're giving our defense a misjustice when we all talk about defensive tackles and we allow the rest of the defense to say, oh man, if we get some defensive tackles, that's going to be the end all and we're going to stop every run now. Yeah. That's not the point. But I will say this. Yes, we're going to have to, it's a thing that you have to work on. But if you're not committed to running the ball, look at the NFL. And I was just in the barbershop and I told people this. We can have the same evidence over and over again, and people say it's different. If you look at the top 10 run teams and run defense in the league, 8 of those teams have good running games on the offensive end. Mm-hmm. So if you don't practice against a quality run game that is committed to running the ball, you're not going to learn it. You're not going to learn it on Sunday and be committed to running the ball. I believe the Eagles was number one in defense and running the ball because every day they had to be committed to stopping the run because if they didn't, they're going to look bad.
Yep.
So again, I'm just waiting for the commitment. And guess what? We're going to hear these coaches somewhere in this training camp. And when they say it, you're going to hear them say it somewhere in this training camp that they're going to say it's a commitment about all of us to be able to stop this run. And we're not committed to doing it, then it's not going to work. Now, what I would love I would love for Michael Parsons to be the lead in that person that says, hey, they're not going to run the ball. When I coached a team where I had a safety that made defensive tackles and defensive ends play because he said they're not going to run the ball on us, and he meant that. And when he let that mentality went through everybody else, guess what? Everybody followed his lead. Mm-hmm. So again, we have to have the mentality of that we're going to run the ball, and as we are going to be with mentality, we're going to stop because it takes 11 guys to stop the run. And I want to say this one thing about Michael Parsons. yes, I understand that this Jerry Jones thing is,
crazy.
I mentioned it on one of my shows. And I didn't want to, and I'm not going to get into that. But everybody know what this situation is. We're going to pay you when we want to pay you. I'm not going to get into what I really mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all this situation is.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not about if it's going to be less. It's not about if it's going to be as. You're going to get it when I give it to you.
There you go.
Basically, that's basically all this is.
And let me say this, Coach Mar. I understand exactly what you're saying, right, even though you ain't saying it.
That's right. That's all this situation is. But where the travesty comes in is this. I understand a lot of people say, well, Michael is great. He's fresh. He's getting fresh. He got to work. If you don't work, for wheel. The O stands for over. The R stands for rest. And the K stands, excuse my French on this, kick ass. Wheel over rest kicks ass. Your wheel got to be over your mindset of rest to kick butt. So you got to have work for this team to be successful. We cannot rest. We got one of the youngest teams in the NFL. This offensive line needs to be every day that they need to be out there. They need to be working together because the average years of on the starting offensive line is 2.8 years of experience. There is not an offensive lineman on this team that's 30 years old. They can work. And work, when you turn in talent into work, you will be successful. And those who sweat more in peace, bleed less in war, Big Show. And this is what this team needs to be doing is work. And that's the mantra that our fans need to be saying. Let's go to work. Wheel over rest kicks butt.
I agree, Coach. Man, I appreciate you as always. Thanks for the insight.
Hey, man. Send me. Let's talk sometime this week, man, and schedule that day and get that show together, man.
I'll text you and see when you're free and see you hopefully at the same time. I got you.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Salute to everybody out there, man, and stay out this heat.
You ain't lying. It's hot out here in Memphis. I know you in South Carolina. I know it's the same thing.
105 today, man. Heat index 111.
Oh my God. Yes, sir. In Memphis, I think it's.
And we're supposed to be like that. We're supposed to be like that from now to Wednesday.
Oh my God.
So
it's crazy.
So we in the blazing heat.
All right, bro.
And then we're gonna go down to 70 degrees.
Oh. All right, bro.
All right, brother.
All right. Take it
Thank you, bro.
Right.
Later.
All right, I apologize for that little small part that was not on Coach. It was for me. My wife had came in, and I didn't want y'all to hear what I was saying and what she was saying to me, so I had to put the mic. I didn't know that I was muting my mic. I didn't know that I was muting the whole thing out. So I apologize for that little brief moment, but I think everybody heard what Coach Marv was saying. Always great insight. And soon we will be hooking it up together, and it's incredible. He just messed me up with the heat report. My God, it's not too much different right here in Memphis. It's the same thing. It's hot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Unless somebody call in very quickly, I'm done. I've been here almost 2 hours. I appreciate everybody who joined in with us on today. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for hanging with your boy. I will be with you guys. I don't know. Probably Monday. Maybe. Might be tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow evening, maybe. But we got plenty more content to go. This is when it gets fun for all the content creators, because not a day that's gonna go by that there's not nothing, said about the Cowboys. So from the press conferences to the practices, the multiple practices to the scrimmage that's coming up. Then we start the preseason games. Then we got to do the cut down day. I mean, content creators is actually easy because it's easy to figure out what we're gonna do. All right. I appreciate all of you hanging with the boy. Hit that like button as you leave, if you don't mind. Help your boy out. Hit that like button. Since Coach Marv was here, listen. If you haven't subscribed to him, do that. Coach Marv Real Talk is the name of his show. Coach Marv Real Talk. Just type that into the YouTube search, and I guarantee you, you'll see his face and all the work he's done. Subscribe to him. Coach Marv is just about loved by everybody. If whoever you follow, Coach Marv usually is somebody very respected former coach in his own right. Always has great insight to the show, and we're gonna have him here on the show. We're gonna do all the shows, combine both of our shows together, and we're gonna do it about that time, y'all. Look out for the BTA podcast. We don't have a show, but me and Amp Sports, y'all know Amp, we have committed to be together for this season. So be looking out for the content from us that's coming up. We've already done one show together. If you don't know it, find my page and just go down and you'll see me and Amp together. It's a great show. Great show. So, we're going to do that this whole year. So get ready for that as well. Subscribe to all the members of the DC universe. Y'all know who they are. Do that and be with us. All right. I appreciate all of you. We'll see you possibly tomorrow evening or Monday, whatever the case may be. Turn on those notifications, and that way you'll know exactly when I'm coming on. All right. I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you soon. This has been the one and the only, the big time show.